Hello, everybody. What's going on? Let me know if you can hear me. Woo, we got a lot to cover today. And this is a surprise. I wasn't even trying to have this conversation. I'm just going to say I was triggered. Okay. I was triggered. I literally had to go back and reboot this training that I did a long time ago. I refreshed it a little bit and I want to do it live for 2023, mainly because I'm noticing that a lot of people are struggling with charging prices for stuff that they really know how to do and it's really worth whatever it is that they want to charge for it, right? And the reason that we're having this conversation is because in one of my communities, one of our clients we was going back and forth on her offer. And she asked me a question around what she should charge, right? She was like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Do you think I should charge this? Or what do you think I should charge? And I just said, you know what? I think we should do this boot camp again because I want to be able to have something to reference not only for my existing clients, but my future clients. And I really want to nip this conversation in the bud because I really need you all to stop associating your price with like who you are as a person, right? So if you all are ready, just put you ready in the chat. This is going to be, I don't know how long this boot camp is going to be. It's going to be pretty long. I got about 90 slides. Okay. I rebooted this training. And so we are definitely going to be starting over. 1 second. So I'm excited about this because the last time I did this boot camp was in 2017. So this particular boot camp is 6 years old, actually. I did it a long time ago. And so I think it's to be relevant to have this conversation again because I have a fairly new group of people who are new to me, who may not know who I am, so on and so forth, right? So I just want to go ahead and dive into that. All right. So let's get into it. So before I get into this, some of you all may not know who I am. So let me go ahead and briefly introduce myself. So my name is Audria Richmond. Let me see if I can pull this up without it being a video. 1 second. All right. Can y'all see this? Can y'all still hear my voice? Okay, cool. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. Okay. Okay. So my name is Audria Richmond. I'm a serial entrepreneur with over 14 years of branding, business, and marketing experience. I'm the creator of the UnCloned Marketing Systems. I'm an executive coach and consultant to high-performing entrepreneurs. I'm a 5-time Amazon bestselling author of multiple books to include my most recent book, UnCloned Marketing. I'm the CMO and CEO of UnCloned Media, and I'm the recipient of 6 awards in branding, marketing, and entrepreneurship. It's safe to say that you are in the right place. Now, before we get started, do me a favor. If you are watching this like on YouTube, if you're watching this on my personal Facebook page or my business Facebook page or if you're watching this on LinkedIn or Twitter, please share this out. Please, please, please share this out. Please share this out. All right. If you have a Facebook group, share it in there. If you know somebody who could benefit from this, share the training. All right. So let's get into it. The name of this presentation today is called Increase Your Rates Bootcamp: How to Change Your Relationship with Money. Okay. Now, we're going to dive right into the training. Typically, I like to set training up, but for the sake of today, I want to jump right into it because I think that oftentimes when people are thinking about their rates, there's actual stages that you go through that I think that a lot of people don't talk about. You hear people say all the time, "Oh, you need to increase your rates. You need to increase your rates. You need to increase your rates." Increasing your rates is not as simple as just changing or adding another zero. For some people, it's fairly that easy, right? For me, I had to get through a lot of mindset glunk or gunk. How you say it? Mindset glunk. Before I got to a place where I felt confident about my pricing. But I do believe that you do have to go through various stages before you start, changing your rates. And you do have mindset blocks that will keep you from charging more money, right? And before you all ask me, how much should I charge for this or how much I charge for that, I cannot tell you what to charge for your products and or services. Pricing is so intuitive because for the same person that's charging $1,000 for the service is somebody in the world charging $100,000 for it. A lot of this is going to be tied to your own personal beliefs and how you view money and how you are thinking about it. Okay. So let's get into it. So there's 4 stages of increasing your rates. Number 1 is your mindset. Okay. It's your mindset and your relationship with money. Number 2, once you get past the mindset blocks, you're going to get feedback. And we're going to talk about this. We're going to go through each stage. By the time we leave this training today, I really do hope that you are in a better place mentally when it comes to asking for whatever your rates are going to be. So you're going to have to handle your mindset issues. Then you're going to go through a feedback period when you do charge more. Then you're going to go through a transitioning stage, and then you're going to go through an acceptance stage. I'm going to talk about each stage, and I'm going to talk about where you need to be at each stage. So if you're ready, just put ready in the chat. All right. I want to make sure everyone is here and excited. Make sure you share this out. Please, please, please share this out. All right. So let's get into my story. Why did I increase my rates? I think it's important to talk about how I came about increasing my rates. Back in the day, if you know me from Memphis, right? And if you don't know me from Memphis, good. If you do, back in the day, I used to charge very, very, very little rates for my products and services. All right. At the time, I had a photography studio in Memphis. I had one on Elvis Presley, and then I had another studio on Summer Avenue in Memphis. If you're from Memphis, you know where I'm talking about. If you're not from Memphis, just hold on, okay? And during that time, I was the $50, $75 photo shoot girl, okay? You could come to me and get a full-blown professional, world-class photo shoot for $50 and $75. It's people to this day in 2023 who are still utilizing my photos that they took with me. At the time, I did not know the value of my services because it's not about you should charge your worth, right? You really can't be charged a worth, right? You could be charged according to the value you bring to the marketplace, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. Okay. And I decided that, I wanted to pivot and start charging more money for my products and services. This was when I wanted to transition into coaching and doing my thing, right? And during that time, when I decided that I wanted to change and do that, one of the issues that I ran into was people who remember me for the $50, $75, $100 photo shoots. They were like, girl, bye. They thought it was a joke. Literally, when I came to them with my new prices, they were like, bruh, you a joke. A lot of people were like, man, you a joke. Ain't no way I'm about to pay you more than $50, more than $100, because I was trying to increase my rates to $250, $300. And they just wasn't having it. They thought it was a joke. They laughed at me. They thought it was funny. They started working with other photographers around town that was cheaper than me when I was trying to elevate and increase my prices. So that's one story, right? And so I'm not going to get into all of these pricing stories, but that's kind of where it started. When I wanted more for myself, when I decided that I wanted to be able to, because let me say this, what you charge for your prices, for your products and services, right? What you charge for your products and services is not just about you making money, but it's about you being able to run a profitable business. Put business in the chat if you heard what I said, right? It's about your ability to be able to afford payroll. It's your ability to be able to hire help. I remember talking to my homegirl Ashley, and she was like, one of the reasons I charge what I charge is because I hire help. And so if you're kind of stuck with not being able to hire, or not being able to scale your business, or not being able to join your masterminds or programs you want to be a part of, if you're not able to do a lot of that has a lot to do with you not charging enough. You're not even charging enough to be profitable. And that's something to think about, right? That is something to think about. Okay. All right. So the other thing is, another reason you need to charge this is because you need to be able to have capital. You need to be able to save money. You need to be able to not sit around and just wait. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you need to be able to just have capital and go when you need to go. If you had a business emergency, would you be able to able to do that? Right. So I just wanted to preface that before we get into it. So step one, or stage one, is your mindset. Right? Stage one is your mindset. Now, I want you to sit here with me for a second, okay? And I want you to think about this for me, okay? I charge whatever you charge, and then get quiet. Yep, get quiet just like that. I charge what? What is it that you charge? Put it in the chat. Okay? What happens in your mind before you quote your price? When you tell someone, I see a typo on my slides. When you tell someone what it is that you charge, what comes to mind? What emotions come over you? If you say, I charge $10,000, if you say, I charge $200, if you say, I charge, $50,000, $20,000, $30,000, $100,000, what comes to mind when you get ready to quote your price? Okay, someone said anxiety, nervous at first, take a deep breath. What else? Let me know in the chat. Look, we're going to help somebody. Is it too much? Will they buy it? That's valid. Nervousness, second guessing. This is good, y'all. Look. We're going to come into 2023 strong. And it's Black History Month. Oh, we about to come for everything that's ours. Real talk. I wonder about the response of the prospect. Okay. Should I offer a payment plan? Ooh, y'all ahead of my slides. Yes. Okay. Come on now. Okay. Let's get it. I'm going to give you 20 money thoughts that's keeping you broke. How many of y'all want to know these 20 money thoughts? Just put 20 in the chat. Put 20 in the chat if you like, you know what? I want to know these 20 money thoughts because I'm curious to know, are these thoughts keeping me broke? Right? Am I over here thinking about these 20 things? Are these 20 things keeping me broke? Are these 20 things keeping me from asking for the investment? All right? Here we go. We're finna get into it. Number one, your relationship with money. See, some of you all have a horrible relationship with money, AKA that used to be me, and probably still me to a certain extent. I think I'm addicted to learning. I'm one of those people who will invest in every mastermind, every course, every program, all the things. Okay, I get it. But before I got this relationship with money, the previous relationship I used to have with money was I thought money was hard to come by. I used to put my money struggles on other people. I used to think that, I was the only one that, I used to be embarrassed to go different places. I couldn't go places and afford what I wanted to afford. I couldn't say yes to certain opportunities, right? When I was growing up, my folks had always, my family, some of my family members always struggled with money. And so naturally, when I started making money, I just thought the struggle of money in my relationship with money, I thought money was supposed to be hard to come by. I thought I had to work for it, work hard for it. I thought I had to do the most for it. I thought I had to always do physical work, meaning I had to physically move my body in order to make money, right? And so I had all different types of relationships with money. One thing I will say is that you really need to think about what is the relationship that you have with money and how are you seeing money? And I really want you to go back as far as you can think when it comes to money. Now, some of you all, I'd be like, well, that ain't my issue. I grew up with money. My family had money. We ain't had them problems. Kudos for you. If that's you, thumbs up, drop some tips in the chat and help somebody else out. But for some of us, that was our issue, right? Our relationship with money. Number 2, will people pay? Okay, will people pay it? How many of you all have this thought that like, man, I'm going to tell them what I'm going to charge, but will they pay it? Will they pay it? Let me say this. What if I told you it don't matter if they'll pay it or not? It don't matter if they'll pay it or not. You know what's more important if they pay it or not? What's more important if they pay it or not is if you're willing and confident to ask for it. That's what's more important with if they pay for it or not. You don't need to be worried about if they gonna pay for it or not. That ain't your issue, that ain't your problem, and that ain't your situation. You should not be concerned, will they pay for it, right? You think when when Apple come out with the new iPhone, they thinking about will people pay for it? They know people will pay for it. History has shown that people will pay for it. And if you have never made a dime off what you know, if there's someone else in the industry, in another place, in another industry that's been able to make money off the thing you said you want to do, you already have validation that people will pay for it. So you don't need that. You don't need that. Number 3, should I charge that? That's another money thought that you may have. Should I charge that? Should you? Should you not? Because please believe, whoever is out there confident and excited and proud about the value they bring to this world, they're not going to have a problem with that particular question, right? Should I charge that? You could charge whatever the hell you want. How freeing is that? You literally can say, my services is going to be $10,000. My service is going to be $100. My service is going to be $250. My service is going to be $2,500. Whatever the hell you decide you want to charge, you can charge whatever you want. That should be freeing for you. That should be freeing for you. Number 4, should I tell them about the new price? Now, this is for all of our people who are going to increase their prices. They're like, okay, I'm going to increase my prices, but should I let the other people know about the price? Let me tell you something about the people who already know about the old price. Can we talk about the people that know about the old price? Just put old price in the chat if we could talk about the people who already know the old price. Let me know. Just put old price in the chat if we could talk about those people for a second. Let me tell you about those people. The people who know about the old price are going to have to be the people that pay the new price. Because what happened is you gave them an opportunity to get the old price and they thought the old price was too much until they set a new price. Oh, did y'all get that? Did y'all get that? The people who knew the old price, who didn't see the opportunity in the old price, are now going to be the people who got to pay the new price. So you should not be worried about the people who didn't want to pay the old price because now they got to pay the new price. Y'all got me. Just put got me in the chat. Okay? Ooh, I'm so excited about this. Ooh, I'm helping somebody and I know I'm helping somebody and I can feel it in my spirit that I'm helping somebody. Tell them about the new price and put a smile on your face and keep it moving. Okay? Number 5. Well, I know someone who is cheaper than me. So? Some of you all offer such superb service. Who cares if someone is doing it cheaper than you? Don't you know there's other people out there that teach teach marketing that's cheaper than me? Don't you know there's people out there that teach publishing that's cheaper than me? Don't you know there's people out there that teach launching that's cheaper than me? I'm very aware that there are cheaper options. I'm very aware of that. But when I decided that I wanted to create a certain aspect of my brand and wanted to create certain value with my company, that's what I decided to do, right? I decided to increase my rates. And I don't care who's cheaper than me. That ain't none of my business. See, some of you all will be getting caught up in the wrong thing. You should not be concerned with what somebody else is charging, especially when you know the value that you bring to the market, especially when you know what it is that you do and what you charge. All right. Number 6, well, I just got started my business 60 days ago. Let me tell you about this statement here, because I see a lot of people do this. Oh, I just got started. I just started my business about 2 years old. It's about, I just got going. I just got going. I just got going. Let me tell you something. Don't nobody know until you tell them. Don't nobody know until you tell them. If you out here using newbie language, of course people gonna think you new. If you coming off new, they gonna think that. If you talking new, they gonna think that. If you saying you new, they gonna know that. Literally, nobody knows when you got started but you. So you have to get in the habit of, if someone inquired, great, but do not let this stump you from charging what you need to charge, right? Because what matters more than how long ago did you get started was, can you do the job? Because if you can do the job, if you can send me the product or service, if you can give me an experience that I cannot find anywhere else, I don't care if you had just launched last night at 5. Okay? It doesn't matter. Okay? Number 7, I don't have the right degrees yet. Now, this one is sensitive for me personally. Okay? This one is sensitive for me personally. I don't have the right degrees yet. Did you all know that I do not have a college degree? Just put yes or no in the chat. Did you know that I do not have a college degree? I am 100% self-taught. Let me tell you something about this. And before I say what I'm about to say, this is no shade to people who got degrees. But I know people with marketing degrees and they cannot touch me. Okay? I know people with marketing degrees, MBAs, all the things. They cannot touch Audria Richmond. Degrees or not. Okay? And this is something that I have to remind myself, because one thing that trumps degrees is experience. I have launched more times than I can count. I have put myself out there in so many big ways. And I just want you all to know that people don't get caught up in this more than they get caught up in, can you do the job? So do not get caught up in that, right? If you feel some kind of way about what you know or what you don't know, then get to knowing. Go and find and get the information. Do not waste no time, not getting the information you need, right? Anytime I feel like I'm not smart enough in a particular topic, I will go and immerse myself in a course, a book, something. I will hire somebody. I will hire a coach. I will go buy a book. I will go take a course. I am not going to allow myself to not get what's mine simply because there's too much information in the world. Okay? All right. Number 8. Who am I to call myself an expert? Let me say this. Don't nobody want to work with somebody who don't consider themselves an expert. I'm just going to put that out there. Okay? I'm just going to put that out there. Nobody, including myself, I don't want to work with nobody who don't feel like they the shit when it come to what they do. Period. I know I don't. If you out here saying, you know what, I don't want to be called an expert. Let me school y'all real quick for all these people who don't want to be called an expert. Because I see so many stupid conversations online, and I'm like, have someone ever Googled what the hell expert mean? Let's Google what expert mean. Okay, expert means a person who has comprehensive and authoritative knowledge of a skill in a particular area. Let me repeat that again. Let me repeat that again for the people in the back who don't want to be called an expert, okay? An expert is a person who has comprehensive knowledge and authoritative knowledge of a skill in a particular area. So what does that mean? That means that this person is well-versed, okay? That means that person is well-versed. That means they know a thing or two. That mean they're researched, right? That's what that mean. Okay. That mean that they ain't out here scamming. Okay. That some people are. Okay. Let me quit tripping. Some people do be scamming, but I ain't talking about them. Okay. I'm talking about the legit people right now. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the legit people. I ain't talking about the people. So quit thinking that you don't need to be quote unquote called an expert. I personally have made a conscious effort to not spend money with people who are not confident in themselves. Every single person that I employ here at UnCloned Media is extremely confident in what they do, from our vendors down to our team members. I do not partner with people who do not believe in themselves. One of the reasons that people kind of have an issue with this term expert is because sometimes experts come off as know-it-alls, or they come off as arrogant from time to time, or they come off as, fill in the blank with whatever uncomfortable term. But really what expertise is confidence. Okay? That's all it is. When someone say there's an expert in something, oh, you super confident. That means I should be able to challenge you on the topic and you should be able to help us out. Right or wrong, right? Look. Are y'all enjoying this? We still in part one. We ain't even got to part 2, 3, or 4. I'm not going to hold you for a long, long time. At least I'm going to try not to. But I really want y'all to get what I'm putting down. Okay? Cool. Number 9. I don't have that many followers yet. So. Okay? I'd rather go to somebody's page that has 100 followers and they're consistent than to go to somebody's page who got a whole bunch of followers. They all over the place. There's no identity about themselves. They don't have a cohesive brand. All they doing is copying trends and being everybody else besides themselves. Don't nobody want that person. Okay? Do not get caught up in the whole follower thing. Okay? Please do not get caught up on the followers. Okay? No one has ever DM'd me or reached out to me and said, hey, I want to work with you because you got so many, X amount of followers. Okay. And let me also say this. It's not all the hype, right? It's like, I don't know, man. I feel like followers is kind of like old news. I'm one of the things we're doing this year is making a conscious effort to cultivate community. I'd rather have 100 to 250 people who really love the UnCloned brand than to have 2,000-3,000 people that know me, ain't bought a book, they ain't shouting me out, won't tell no damn body, won't spread the word, won't do nothing. Who wants that person? I don't. And so be careful about who you quote unquote call following you, because I'd rather people follow you and pay attention than follow you just to take up space. Y'all get what I'm saying? Okay. Number 10, I don't have a big enough email list. Cool. Build one. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this. Let me be clear. Some of you all are simply not getting what you want to get as far as pricing is concerned. You're not making the money you want to make simply because you're not making the investment at the rate in which you would like to make money. Some of you all are asking for $10,000 and you won't spend 10. Some of you all are asking for 5 and you won't spend 5. Some of you all are asking for $500 and you won't spend $500. You a cheapskate yourself. Oh my God, I would never spend $500. Blah, 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 blah. You have to know that energy transfer, right? I've never asked anyone to spend money with me that I have not personally spent on myself personally. I have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on personal development. So it's no problem for me to ask somebody to spend $25,000 with me for a VIP day. So a lot of you all are not getting the price you want or being able to command the price you want simply because you're not making any investments yourself at that rate. So number 10, build your email list, pretty much, right? You don't have a big email list. Cool, build one. You can build one. Number 11, people would think I'm a fraud. Look, the only time you should be thinking you are a fraud is if you are a fraud. Did y'all catch that? Just got it in the chat. The only time you should be thinking that you are a fraud is if you are a fraud. Okay? I don't know, let's see. let's Google the term fraud. Let's see what comes up. Fraud definition. Let's see. A fraud. What is a fraud? It's a person or thing intended to deceive others. Are y'all out here deceiving people? Look, I can't speak for everybody, but at least my people ain't out here scamming people. I hope not. I pray not. I'm not saying they don't exist, but a fraud is someone who deceives people. Are you all out here deceiving people? If not, remove this negative thought. Okay, take this thought, throw it in the trash. All right. Number 12. What if I can't deliver the results for the money that's invested? You should not be selling those services. If this is your thought, you should not be selling those services. If your thought is, what if I can't deliver the results for the money that's invested? You should not be out here asking people to pay you for something that you are unconfidently don't know that you can do. Period. Because I see so many people, I see so many people who like, I signed a client on for this thing, but y'all don't know how to do it though. What? Now that's scamming. That's fraud. You done sold these people on you setting up and being a social media manager. You don't even know how to log into Instagram. Shame on you. So if this is you, stop coming out here taking folks' money if you don't have the skill. Get your skills up so you don't have a problem getting people to invest in your products and services. Number 13, I want to help people who are in need or on the come up. Look, this used to be me. And let me tell you about these people, okay? Let me tell you about these people. There are people in the world who believe, who truly, truly, truly believe that it is everybody's fault for why they ain't where they need to be in life. And the one thing I know for sure to be true is where you are in life is a reflection of the decisions you've made up until this point. I'm going to repeat. Where you are in life right now is because of the decisions you've made in your life coming up to this point. And the reason I say that is because we all have a heart for the person who need to get it out the mud. I get it. But let me tell you something. If a person is not willing, look, I'm going to tell y'all a quick little story to drive this point home. One of the reasons I wrote my books is because I knew people couldn't pay $10, $15, $20, $25,000 to work with me. I was very clear about that. That's why I created that's why I wrote my books. My books are literally $20. Okay? My books are $20. I remember when my mother passed away last year, I went to my mother's funeral. One of my cousins came up to me at the funeral and said, "What's up, cuz, man? Look like you killing it, man. Congratulations, blah, 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 blah. I got this such and such brain. Can you help me?" I said, "Man, what's up, cuz? I got you. I like, look, I'm going to give you my book." And my cousin said to me, "Oh, I ain't got time to read no book." I said, "Well, it's on Audible, but I didn't narrate it. If you cool with somebody else narrating, you can just go to Audible and listen to it. I don't got time to listen to it either." I was like, "Well, damn, you don't want this information." Like, that's what I concluded with. Because this is something that I would say. I'm quite sure everybody on here, if you sell a product or service, you have created a solution for the person that you want to serve, right? Whether you wrote a book, whether you created a course, whether you have a coaching program, whatever it is that you have, right? When people reach out to me and they ask me to help them and they know I have the fucking solution and they choose to not work with me for whatever reason, it really, really, really rocks me to my core. And I don't spend any time trying to explain to them that I'm the solution for them, because you've already rejected the help that I tried to give you. If you come to me and you say, "Hey, I really don't know how to do marketing," and I say, "Hey, read my book, UnCloned Marketing, or join the UnCloned Launch Circle," and you say to yourself, "I don't need that. I just need you to teach me," I'm not your teacher. You got to go find somebody else, boo-boo. You're going to have to go find a YouTube video. You're going to have to find somebody who's stunning in front on Instagram. I'm not your person. And so I understand that desire to want to help people, quote unquote, who are in need or need to get it out the mud or on the come up. But the truth is, if they really wanted to help, they would do what's required to get it done. Period. Number 14, if I offer a discount, then they will buy. Look, don't get caught up in this, okay? If you happen to have a discount, it's because it's a part of your sales strategy, not because you're trying to feel sorry for people, right? And I personally don't want to work with anyone that only wants to work with me if they get a discount, if they only get a perk. Because one thing about that is kind of like you have to keep on giving new tricks and bonuses and all of that for people to see the value in you. If you can't see value in the core offer, it don't matter how much extra stuff I try to throw on top of it, right? So you want to be very conscious of number 14. Number 15, I don't deserve this. Look, you deserve whatever you believe. If you believe you don't deserve it, then you're right. If you do believe you deserve it, then you're right. Y'all get what I'm saying? Stop having this thought that I don't deserve this. You deserve whatever you desire, right? You can have whatever you desire. Number 16, the money that I have, that I'm requesting, I don't have that in my bank account. This is a hard one for some people. The money that I have, that I'm requesting, I don't have in my bank account. Don't nobody know that. Don't nobody know what's in your bank account unless you tell them. And sometimes we show up with that energy on a sales call, doing a sales presentation, so on and so forth. Because like, how many of you all have ever been on like a sales call and somebody was trying to sell you something and you was like, dang, that person is mad desperate. You know what I mean? They breathing hard. They're like, hey, pull out your credit card. Let me take it right now. I need to take it over the phone. La, 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 la. Like, you giving mad desperate vibes, bro. Like, and I just want you all to be conscious of that energy, because nobody is like going to log into your bank account and see how much money you got and so on and so forth. And really, the value should be on what it is that you offer, not necessarily what you have in your bank account. Okay. Number 17, if they say no or reject my offer, I should quote a cheaper price. No. This is the same thing in relation to a discount. You should not be trying to quote a cheaper price just because somebody is telling you that they can't afford it or whatever. We're going to get to that in a minute. Okay. Number 18. What if they are famous or popular? How many of y'all be having blue checks in your inboxes? Blue checks in your inboxes. Hey, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? Look. If they can't give you something of value in exchange for what it is that you're offering, it is not worth it. And let me tell you something. We at an age where a shout out ain't even good enough no more unless they can unless you can build your email list or SMS list or something like that. I'm like, look, you want to shout me out? Shout my Text Mobile Club out, okay? So I can get some more subscribers over there. You want to shout something out? Shout my email list out so I can get some more email subscribers, okay? So make sure when you start trying to do an exchange with people, be very clear about what the value exchange is, all right? Value for value. Number 19, I only need enough money to pay this bill, so let me quote them that. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't be like, oh, okay, this bill is this, so I'm just going to charge them $500 because that's all I need. And let me tell you something with that. I used to have a just enough mindset myself. I used to be like, if I could just make just enough, and something about just enough will keep you in the traps because you're always just wanting just enough, as opposed to having enough to abundantly take care of your household. You not only do you need enough for your service, but you also need enough to pay your team. You also need enough to make investments. You also need enough for reserves. You also need enough for emergencies. You know what I mean? So like, don't ask for just enough. Ask for more than what you need so you can have the capacity for other things that may arrive. All right. Number 20. It did not cost me that much, so I shouldn't charge that much. Ooh. How many of you all are like cold with it? Like what you do? right? How many of you all are cold with it? Like, I mean, just cold-blooded with it. Like, somebody reach out to you and they ask you to do something, and you know for a fact it only take you 10, 15, 20 minutes, and you like, man, it only took me a little 5 minutes. You know, it took me a little bit of 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, look. If you know how to do something quick, it really ain't nobody business how fast you know how to do it. You know what I mean? Because this is what I would say. Okay? This is what I would say. Don't nobody need to know how. Look, when I used to do, when I was selling graphic design services, I could build a website in about 2 hours. Maybe really an hour if I was having fun with it. I could build a website for like in an hour, 2 hours. I would tell my client take a week. It's something about people knowing that you can do it fast that makes them think that you should charge less, right? And that's not how value exchange works. Value exchange works, it's like, yeah, I could do your website in an hour, 2 hours, but that 2 hours of work is going to turn into hundreds of thousands of dollars for you as a business. That's not the same. And so just because you quick with it or it'll take you a long time, you can get it done in and out, do not waste no time trying to reduce your rates. So please, with these 20 money thoughts, please don't get caught up with this mindset. It will keep you broke and behind. Okay? Who's ready for the next part? Just put part 2. Now we're going into stage 2. If you're ready for stage 2, just put stage 2 in the chat, or you can put a number 2 in the chat. I want to make sure y'all still with me. We got like 100 people here across multiple platforms. We have people on YouTube, in our personal Facebook group, in our UnCloned Circle group, on my personal Facebook page, on my Business First Facebook page, on Twitter. I think we're on LinkedIn. We are several places right now. I definitely appreciate you all for showing up for this pop-up live stream. This was not scheduled. So I appreciate you all for breaking away from what you were doing to participate in this training. So let's carry on. Stage 2. This is the stage when you decide that you are going to increase your rates and really put it out there in a big way. You're going to deal with this right here, stage 2, right? You're going to deal with stage 2, and this is the feedback. This is what you're going to start hearing when you decide you're going to increase your rates. The first thing you're going to hear is, how much did you say? How many of you all have seen people online and you like, oh my God, I can't believe she charging $5,000 for her retreat. I charge $200. You know what I mean? Like, how do you all have been disgusted? How many of you all was like, you know what I'm saying, talking crap about Beyonce ticket prices? Let's be clear. Okay? Let's be clear. The price is the price. And let's also say this. You got options. You don't have to work with, you know what I'm saying? Like, you legit don't have to work with the people who quote unquote charge too much. Like, keep it moving. It's a reason why you desire that person. If you like that person's work, if you like what they provide and the value they bring, pay up. Because let me also say this before we get into this stage 2. If you're one of those people that like literally like shit on people's prices, you better believe that energy is going to be returned back to you. If you that person that like talk crap about people's prices, you be talking mad crap about people's prices, I guarantee you too are going to be that person that boomerangs that energy right back to you. So if you out here on the internet talking about sis charging too much, and then guess what you going to get when you ready to charge what you want to charge? Oh, that's too much. You could literally be charging $10. Somebody gonna be like, that's too much. So you're gonna be dealing, how much did you say? That's what people are gonna be asking you. All right. So here are some common excuses to expect when you increase your rates. Okay. Here are some common excuses to expect when you increase your rates. I can't afford it. I can't afford it. For some people, this is absolutely true. And for some people, they can absolutely change the situation. How many of you all couldn't afford something, but you figured it out? Just put me in the chat. How many of you all literally was like, man, I really can't afford this first class ticket or this flight to the Bahamas, but I'm just going to go ahead and work a couple more hours. I'm just going to go ahead and sell something in my home. I'm just going to, you know what I mean? So we all know this from my own personal experience that this is not true. Because whenever someone say I can't afford it, what they're essentially saying is I don't know how to create opportunity to afford it. That's what I hear. And on that note, it has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me. Okay? The next thing you'll hear is maybe later. Maybe later is actually pretty cool. There's nothing wrong with maybe later because I've had some people come back later on. Sometimes people have to get the capacity and the bandwidth to deal with you. Sometimes they got to get their mind right before they go and work with certain people, right? They're like, oh man, let me get my mind right. It ain't even got to do with money. It's like they literally need to get into the right mindset to even deal with you, okay? That costs too much. This ain't got nothing to do with you. And oftentimes when people are saying this, they are comparing you to something that's obviously cheaper, right? Or they're saying this because they can't afford it. That costs too much. According to what? In comparison to what? And this is another thing. You all should start asking people that. When someone say to you, that costs too much, you should ask them in comparison to what? What are you comparing it to? What are you comparing it to? Because you don't know. You might be out here being compared to a course. You might be out here being compared to somebody on Fiverr. Like you literally don't even know what people's reference points for what costs too much, right? The next thing, I was not expecting to spend that. Okay. Like, okay. All right. Now you have to. So don't spend no time on this one either. Okay. I'm not sure about your prices. I am. And when you're ready, I'll be here to serve you. Y'all got that? I'm not sure about your prices. I am. And when you're ready, I got you. Okay. This is another one that you're going to get all the time. Do you have any upcoming specials or deals or sales? I'm just wondering. I mean, I think I think I might want to be a part of this, but I'm just curious to know if you have any upcoming sales or specials or deals or anything like that. I personally do not discount my time. That's just me. That's one of my little internal rules that I have. I don't discount my time because the time is something I can't get back. Period. So, if you know you got a Black Friday sale coming up and it's the week before Black Friday, be honest, be transparent. Hey, next week this course gonna be 50% off, and you know I'll go ahead and give it to you now if you want to shop this sale early, right? But other than that, like you're not trying to create or generate a imaginary sale just to give somebody a discount. I lost money in another program. I've been getting this one a lot lately, actually. I lost my money in another program. Unfortunately, that's so sad. But if you would like to work with me, this is how to get started. You can empathize with somebody and still hold space and still ask for what it is, right? Because people will try you. They will really, really, really try you. And honestly, Lord knows I've been working on myself when it comes to this because I see so many people who have invested with other people. They refuse to invest with me and they always have 1,000,001 questions for me, right? And it's one of those things where you really can't allow yourself to get caught up in that. Your job is just to make sure that you are showcasing excellence and allow them to trickle back when they're ready, right? And so do not spend any time with this one either, okay? Now, after dealing with all this, you will finally hear, let's get started. And they gonna make it rain. They gonna make it rain. I was trying to find a different photo, but you know, this one that I found, I was like, okay, I'll deal with that one. Yeah. You go here, let's get started. How do I pay? Where do I send you the money? Blah, blah, blah. Right. And then once you get this yes, when someone says yes to your offer, it's the best feeling in the world. There's nothing that compares to this feeling. Okay. Now, don't command prices that you can't deliver on. Yeah, we all for charging more, getting more money, all the things. But let me say this. If you out here charging agency prices, you better have an agency experience. Okay? If you out here charging agency prices, you need to have an agency experience. I'm not going to be paying you, $5,000 a month when I can go to an agency and pay for a team of 10 for the same exact amount. So you want to make sure that you can, the prices that you're going to command, that you want to make sure that you not out here charging a whole lot of money for something and you can't actually deliver on the product or service. Okay. So let me give you 10 rules for attracting clients who will pay. If you're ready, just put 10 in the chat. All right. If you're ready, just put 10 in the chat. I'm going to give you 10 rules for attracting clients who will pay. Because people ask me all the time, how do you get clients who pay you a whole lot of money? I'm going to tell you. It's a formula to it, baby. It's a formula. Just put 10 in the chat. All right. Number 1, superb customer service. You will be surprised how much more business you will get just by having great customer service. Period. Like, I could literally just end the presentation now and you would literally go and get so much more business. So many people right now are experiencing bad customer service from the people they are paying. How many of you all within the last 60 days have experienced a bad experience with a service provider? Just put me in the chat. Okay? You've had a bad experience in the last 60 days with a service provider. Just put me in the chat. You will be surprised how many people do not take the time that it takes to offer a superb customer experience. If you can do number 1, I guarantee you got clients for life. If you can provide an amazing customer service experience, you have a client for life. Number 2, attention to details. Okay? Attention to details. One thing about people who spend a whole lot of money, they like to work with people who are detail oriented. That means you are double checking your work. That means that you are following up and looking behind it, the same button. I'm not saying there won't be no, discrepancies from time to time, but most people expect you to operate in excellence. So they expect you to have attention to details. And if this is not your strong suit, then you should find someone who can help you with that. Number 3, always be on time. Always be on time. Always be on time. Always be on time. You can ask my team. I have 0 tolerance for this. 0. Z-E-R-O. 0. Be on time. Be on time. There's nothing cute about being late. If you want to work with clients who pay you a whole lot of money, they need you to be on time. Number 4, keep your deadlines. If you say something is due on Friday at 5, then it better be in my email on Friday at 5. Okay? Keep your deadlines. Do not waste any time not keeping your deadlines. All right? Number 5, keep your clients in the loop. Let's say you can't meet the deadline at Friday at 5. Cool. Can you update me so I can change up some stuff? I can update my plan. I can get some things popping. You get what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. Number 6, all clients are VIP status, even the ones you don't like. Okay? All clients, I don't care what they could be spending $1 with you, or they could be spending hundreds of thousands of dollars with you. All clients are VIP, and you should treat all clients as such. Number 7, honesty. Do not be out here lying to your clients and customers. Okay? Let me tell you something about this one right here. When we talk about honesty, don't you know there's tracking software on emails now? Don't you know people can look at when a document was created by right-clicking that document and getting the metadata on it? Don't you know people have to put certain protocols in place? Please, 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 for all things holy, do not lie to your clients and customers. Your people will be way cooler knowing the truth than knowing a lie. Number 8, integrity. 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 So many people have lost business just by not being solid, man, just not being a good person. Be integral. Be integral. Number 9, listen to your client needs. They're going to tell you what they need, and they're going to communicate what they need. And the moment you cannot deliver, they will find someone else. Period. They will find someone else. Okay? Number 10, be willing to adapt to change. Okay? Be willing to adapt to change. All right? Now, let's get to stage 3, the transition. I got 2 more stages and we're going to be out of here, okay? I got 2 more stages and then we're going to be out of here, okay? If you all are enjoying this content, right? If you're enjoying this content, I am going to encourage you to go and grab our books if you don't already have our books at uncloned.shop. That's UNCLONED.shop. And head over there to get our books if you don't already own our books. If you want to work closer than a book, then I would love to invite you to check out the UnCloned Launch Circle, which is our monthly membership where we teach our clients how to master the skill of launching. You can learn more about the Launch Circle at unclonedlaunchcircle.com. When you join the UnCloned Launch Circle, you get a free UnCloned launch system. And if you like, look, I need you to help me with my entire business, then I would encourage you to join us for our mastermind tour that we're having tonight at 7:00. And you can grab a seat at unclonedmastermind.com. All right. All right. Stage 3, the transition. You have to make sure that you are setting boundaries first. All right. Make sure you are setting solid boundaries, because just because people are paying you a whole lot of money, you may begin to think that like people should just be able to run over you, and no, they should not. Okay. You may be thinking that. So don't waste no time trying to do more than what's required, basically. So setting boundaries first. The next thing, be very clear around how you like to work, like knowing how you like to work and making sure that people are not coming into your business trying to change up and blow up your spot on how you like to work with people. Because people will believe that, oh, I'm paying you a whole lot of money, you should adapt and change this thing to, to work for me. Be very clear about how you like to work and be clear about communicating that to your clients and customers. The next thing, funnel people into your process. So oftentimes when people reach out to me, they want to get like coaching on the spot or advice on the spot. And I always refer people to our process, because I know that when I try to operate out of process, right? Whenever I try to operate out of process, I always get burned without fail. Whenever I literally, like for instance, if somebody is asking me a question about something and I don't direct them into a process, I always get burnt every single time without failure. Your process is a form of protection. Your process is a boundary for you. When you have a solid sales process, I'm not saying, not ignore, I'm not saying ignore people's questions or whatnot, but what I am saying is, answer those quick introduction questions and then move people into your process, period. Okay. Remain firm on your rules and policies with your company. Remain firm on your rules and your policies. Oftentimes people be trying to act brand new after they sign the contract. Oh, I didn't know I couldn't do that on some Dave Chappelle type stuff. Let me be very, 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 very clear. Again, your policies and processes is not only good for you, it's good for your organization, it's good for your team. And so you want to make sure that you're being very solid with that. Don't be afraid to fire disrespectful clients. I'm gonna say this again because I know, I don't know if you all have ever done this. I have done this several times. I have no problem releasing people. Please fire disrespectful clients. You know the ones I'm talking about. They always talking sideways to you. They always sending you stuff late. They don't respect your process. They always trying to get you to release to make your prices cheaper. They text you all times of the night. They always asking for stuff at the last minute. Get rid of them people. Get rid of them people because they taking up space for people who will respect you. So don't be afraid to fire disrespectful clients. Save money for possible refunds. Y'all, I'm not going to get into this story because it's still kind of like a trigger for me. But what I will say, try to have a refund pot, if you will. Okay? Have enough operating expenses and enough expenses within your organization where you can, when you do fire people, you can get them all their money back, right? Or partial refunds or whatever your policy is. But have money, even if you have a no refund policy, you want to make sure that you set yourself up to be able to fire people who are being disrespectful to you. Okay. Never work with people who are not in alignment with your values and your mission. This is going to show up in your work, and you want to be very crystal clear about this. Do you have people that, that's trying to work with you, but you already, you spiritually feel it that they are not in alignment with your values and your mission? And if so, you should not be working with those people. Always have contracts. Okay? Always have contracts. I'm not an attorney. You all should totally hire one. Once you start protecting your brand, protecting your IP, having proper contracts, you actually will start to feel good about working in your business again. Now, I'm going to give you some words that you should remove from your vocabulary. Okay? I'm going to give you some words to remove from your vocabulary, and then I'm going to give you some words to replace it with. Okay? I'm going to give you some words you should remove from your vocabulary, and then I'm going to give you some words to replace it with. Okay? Price. Remove the word price. Price. As far as when you're telling people what you charge, all right? I'd never say my price is, right? And if I do, I try to catch myself and say investment. I'm going to give you some other terms, but price. Also, remove the word sell, right? And unless you in e-com. If you in e-com, then great, right? You can say sell. Hey, I'm having a sales event, blah, blah, blah. It makes sense in that regard. But if you are a service provider, no. Discount, remove. Unless you are in e-com, okay? Unless you are in e-com. Clearance, remove. Unless you are in e-com. I got a deal. Stay away from terms like this. Whenever you say I got a deal, it kind of reminds you of somebody who running up on you telling, man, I got a deal, man. You know what I'm saying? I got a deal. You can go on and get this consulting service for the $20. Like, I got you. I can coach you. I got a deal. I give you a deal. I could coach you for about 2 months for $100. I got you. I got a deal. Like, get away from them terms, okay? Specials, again, unless you are in e-com. Instead, use these terms, right? Investment. You will hear me say investment a lot. Hey, the investment for this is X. You can get started with the investment of X, all right? Opportunity, okay? Replace with opportunity. Special offer is one you can use. Exclusive access is one you can use. Special pricing, you can use. Beta pricing, you can use. Troubleshooting money blocks. Okay, we're going to talk about some troubleshooting some money blocks. Let's talk about that, right? So we already talked about the words to replace. Now let's talk about troubleshooting money blocks. Don't get comfortable. You're going to start charging all this money. You're going to start getting all these clients. And you're going to start getting comfortable. Do not get comfortable. Okay? Do not get comfortable. The next thing, always keep your marketing on. You can be up in a season and you can also be down in a season. So make sure you always keep your marketing on so you can always be attracting new people, new clients and customers into your organization. Keep money in the bank. I know this sounds like duh, but if you one of those people who like to get down to zero all the time, keep money in the bank. There's nothing more enjoyable knowing that when you look in your bank account, you have a sense of peace and not fear. Like, oh my God, what I'm gonna do. So once you start making money, make sure you start investing that money and keeping money in the bank. Okay. When I say keep your marketing on, that means always be marketing. Like right now, I'm creating a piece of content. This is a form of marketing. Some people who watching this may or may not know who I am. You're experiencing me in some capacity. Some of you all are going to decide you want to work with me. Some of you are not going to decide you want to work with me. But this is like me keeping my marketing on, just staying relevant and present. If you need money quickly, create a new offer instead of taking away from your brand positioning. Let me explain this. How many of you all have bought something from somebody for like a premium? Let's just say it was $5,000. And then Black Friday comes around and they got that same exact offer for like $1,000. What? I hate when people do that. Like, I hate it because I'm one of those people who will like pay top rates for what people charge. So when I see somebody do that, I hate that. What I think will be dope instead would be, if you need money quickly, create a new offer. Create something that don't compete with your main thing that's going to take away your brand positioning, okay? If you find yourself having a hard time with money, use the following mantra, okay? I am worthy of more, and the money that I am requesting is fair and reasonable because I provide the best value in my industry. Let me say that again. If you find yourself having a hard time with money, use the following mantra. I am worthy of more, and the money that I am requesting is fair and reasonable because I provide the best value in my industry. Okay? So, whenever in doubt, reference this video. This video is going to stay on YouTube. It's going to stay wherever I'm recording it. And we're going to be continuing to reference this training. But definitely repeat that mantra for yourself. All right. Now let's get into stage 4, the acceptance. Right. This is our last stage of increasing our rates. All right. Just put me in the chat if this is helping you. Okay. Put me in the chat if this is helping you. I want to make sure I help somebody today. Right. And you might have to go back and watch this training over and 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 over. And that's totally fine. And that's totally cool. But whatever you do, do not let anyone devalue your price, period. Okay? Stage 4 is the acceptance. So what results can you expect at this stage? What results can you expect at this stage? You will have more confidence. When you start charging the value of what it is, you are going to start feeling so confident about yourself. It's going to show up in your work. It's going to show up in your sales calls. It's going to show up in your sales environments. It's going to show up in your pitches. It's going to show up in your proposals. It's going to show up everywhere, right? You're going to have more confidence. You will never settle for less anymore. Once you increase your rates and people start paying it, you will never settle for less again. Quoting your rates will come as easy as saying your first name. How cool is that? Being able to say, the investment to work with me is X. Sit in it and don't feel no guilt around it. Your fear around money will be released. Okay? Your fear around money will be released. You will desire to invest at higher levels. You will become that person that's always invested in yourself. And don't nothing increase your confidence more than investing in yourself. Every time I invest in myself and somebody comes to me and try to challenge me on what I charge, I feel very, very confident in asking for what I want, mainly because I know I am a person who invests at the level in which I choose to get clients and customers, period. Okay? You will begin to pay bills in full, on time, in advance. It's a beautiful feeling, y'all. You did it. This is the conclusion of the Increase Your Race Bootcamp 2023 edition. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Let me know your biggest takeaway in the chat. That's my love language. I want to know if this was valuable to you. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was in the chat. I really do hope you found a lot of value in this. And hopefully this training is going to help you shift your mindset around when it's time for you to start asking people for the investment. This was absolutely amazing. The words to use instead of, this was great. Thank you. Great. Valuable, goes back to offers group. Look, you the reason I did this training, ma'am. Not to negotiate my prices. It depends. You can negotiate in a corporate environment, but that's typical, right? But that don't mean you got to always go low and give way more value. You should, like, they want less, you give them less value. They want more value, give them more value. Let's see. I need to stop sleeping on myself and be confident because I'm an expert. Absolutely. It was all a big takeaway. Thank you. Overcoming my own anxiety. The mantra is dope. Yes, I already know this was for me. Raising my race will increase my confidence. Absolutely. Biggest takeaway was to become more confident because only I know what I know. Being new does not mean you're not your value, not worth the value. Absolutely. Everything was valuable. The various phrases, great training, confirming. Perfect. So I appreciate you all for coming to this particular boot camp. I just wanted to put something together that I think would be a good resource for my clients and customers and also people who are coming about knowing me. Because if we can handle this, then we can literally go and take over the world. If I can get more of my clients and more of the people who work with me to really see the value that they bring in the world, we could take over, right? We could take over for the 993,000. Okay. Do we have any questions? If so, I'll stick around for a few questions. If not, we can call it a day. I'll take about 2 to 3 questions. If we have any questions, you can go ahead and put them in the chat. All right. Now would be the perfect time to do that. This was awesome. Great tips and strategies to shift my mindset, increase my confidence, and change the language I use to describe my offerings. Well done. You are so welcome. So timely. I needed this for my launches. Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. I'm going to give you all a few more moments to let me know if you have any questions. This was awesome. Yay. Perfect. Thank y'all. Cool beans. Looks like we don't have any questions. So hopefully this helped you all out a lot. And thank you all so much for tuning in to this live stream. Until next time, y'all, let's go live an uncloned life and build an uncloned brand. Bye, y'all.